So, with Star Wars anthology films coming out at the same time with Star Wars episodes, 7 through 8, I decided to kind of talk about and kind of like bounce around ideas for ideas, just my ideas of what I'd like to see from the Star Wars anthology films. Obviously, with Rogue One, and then next year we have a Han Solo film. These are just a few ideas I would like to see happen, and I'm always excited to hear what you guys have to say and what ideas you'd like to see. Now, first and foremost, I would like to see a adaptation of Darth Bane. I would like to see as one of the films an Old Republic story focusing around Darth Bane and the creation of the Rule of Two. Literally, you could just honestly take this, adapt the Path of Destruction novel, and I know what you're gonna say. But DPZ, they're just one and done films. There's nothing big about them. I think that can work, even though the Darth Bane novels are a trilogy. I think you can honestly get the point across with one film. Hell, I know people who have only read, as far as the first book because they felt, yeah, it's a great book, but I feel like you could get you can understand the whole Rule of Two thing from just the first novel and be set without needing to read the second two. Because it just kind of continues on with what Bane was trying to do. You could literally read just Path of Destruction and just be like, oh, okay, that's how it's done. That's how it was formed. Yeah, so you could just do an adaptation of Path of Destruction and just call it Star Wars, Darth Bane, a Star Wars story. Because, yeah, Darth Bane is still in canon with the Star Wars universe. The Rule of Two is still a big thing. So I think it would be a cool place to do this, is to at least do the first story of explaining Darth Bane's origins and the origins of the Rule of Two. Now, the big thing is, where would you put this? Because obviously there's so much in that Star Wars novel. I would actually kind of take out the stuff of him on Apatow, when he was a miner. When he was mining on there. I would just say in the crawl, a young convict from the planet Apatow has now joined the Sith army and now serves under the Gloomwalkers. Yeah, I would put this right on Ruusan. I would have this start on Ruusan when Bane has just joined the Gloomwalkers, and that opening scene of him, he is kind of feeling the Force, and kind of just start with him on the Gloom, just mention it, yeah, I would just mention a scene like Kotis and Kasim are talking among themselves, and they're basically like, yeah, he was a miner, he was part of a mining colony, he murdered a Republic soldier in self-defense, and we believe he's strong in the Force. He served under he's been serving under us, but we believe there's potential in him, the Force feels strong in him, so we would like to train him. Again, I feel like there's enough here to do a whole movie around him, and, the big thing is, who would you cast as Bane? Because Bane's a big dude. You need a very big guy, you need a very muscular guy, and very young. It's never really said out loud, but Bane in the novels, at least in the first novel, he's roughly around, I'd say, mid to late 20s, at least in the first novel. That's how it kind of is. Early 30s at best. So you need a really big guy. I'm not saying The Rock. I'm not, some people are going to say, are you going to say The Rock? No, I'm not going to say The Rock for Darth Bane. But that's the kind of the thing, is that you need a big actor, a big muscular actor, because Bane was a very physically fit person, so you would need that as well. Anyway, he's not like with most Sith, he's not like Sidious where he's lanky and old and, or like, he's kind of, I'm getting tongue-tied here, I'm sorry. But yeah, you need like a physically fit actor is what I'm saying, to play Bane. I don't know who, and who could I see directing this film? I don't know. You need someone who can understand, villains. Someone who knows how to do villain-type stories, as well as kind of delve into the psychological aspect of this character. Because there is a very... He didn't start out like... when he first killed his first opponent, he was kind of like, I killed somebody, holy shit. So there was a time where he had to come to grips with it, and you see him evolve into this monster. So that's the thing with Bane, is that you need a director and writers who would understand that kind of complexity and understanding of what Bane had to do. Anyway, so that's how I kind of see it with a Darth Bane film. Again, would it be cool to see a Darth Bane trilogy? Yeah. But considering that the anthology films have been confirmed to be one-and-done films, I think, you could honestly do just the Path of Destruction novel and get everything across of, the Rule of Two and how the Sith Order was reformed under Bane to do that. You could do just that film and, get the point across without needing and if they really want to know, they can just go read the two novels. I don't mean to sound like a jerk here, but yeah, you could, I'm just kind of thinking I want to see Darth Bane in a film, and I think an anthology focusing on at least his origins as well as the formation of the Rule of Two would kind of be a cool place to start. So, yeah. Anyway, moving right along to my next idea for an anthology film would be, and this is a kind of an interesting one, I would like to see a film done of the rebels finding their way to Hoth. I would like to see a Star Wars film where a group of rebels have been traveling from planet to planet on the run, and they eventually find their way to Hoth. So yeah, this would be in between Empire and New Hope, and yeah, I would have it the Empire's pretty pissed off. You don't blow up a Death Star and get away with it. In fact, I would have the opening scene be everyone getting the fuck out of Yavin, because the Empire knows, yeah, the Death Star's destroyed, but hey, guess what? There's an Imperial fleet coming to finish up the job. So I would have that opening scene be, let's get the fuck out, guys, let's go, come on. And just blast off and run. That would be my opening scene right there, is everyone getting the shit out of Dodge and finding their way to another planet. I don't know if I would I probably wouldn't have the main cast say that, they're handling other situations and focus on another group of rebels. Because again, the rebellion's not just made up of like Luke, Han, Chewie, and Leia. Although they are quintessential characters, don't get me wrong. But I would have it, these rebels are, a scout team. They're trying to find a new planet and have them go from planet to planet, trying to be like, oh, where the hell do we go? Kind of take the aspect of what Star Wars Rebels is trying to do right now. The Rebels trying to find a base right now, but have it as a little more at an extreme cost, where they're trying to find a perfect planet somewhere in the Outer Rim to call home, and that kind of gets them in trouble with the Hutts and the Bounty Hunters Guild, people like that, not just the Empire. And I would have it that the Empire is being relentless, because, like I said a few minutes ago, you don't blow up that Death Star and get away, and think you can just walk away scot-free. Anyway, so moving right along to another one-and-done film, is that this is one I think a lot of people have wanted, is a Darth Maul film. I think a one-and-done Darth Maul film would be cool. It would be cool to see the stories of the story of Maul and his origins. Kind of do like, I wouldn't say like a straight-up adaptation of like Shadowhunter or Lockdown, the two Maul novels. There's another one, I know I'm forgetting it. There's another one I'm totally spacing on, but yeah. This novel, I think it would be cool to do like a fun adaptation of this story of Maul training as well as his first encounter with Jedi. Again, maybe take some elements of the Shadowhunter novel, or shit, you could just do a adaptation of Shadowhunter, honestly, now that I think about it. But with Maul, I don't know if you could get Ray Park back, because he is getting on in years, even though, yeah, when he was like 40-something when he was playing Snake Eyes, but still, the guy's gonna getting on in years, so you'd need a stunt actor to play Maul again. And again, this would be if, the Sith are still in hiding, Maul hasn't revealed himself, so it's a very kind of tricky game right there. But, yeah. So yeah, Maul film would be cool. I would also like to see a film, focusing on the underworld. I would like to see them, not the underworld like the dead or anything, but like a film focusing on the criminal underworld, like not a Jabba the Hutt film. Yeah, not like I would have Jabba in the film. Don't get me wrong. I would have Jabba in the film. Hell, I would have a majority of the Hutts in the film. But I would like to do like something like a criminal type story, where you don't follow rebels or Imperials. You're following smugglers, bounty hunters, drug dealers, and kind of make it like something like Miami Vice, but in space. Like a group of spice dealers or smugglers are they're out, they're doing a job for Hutt, and at the same time they get double-crossed, and now they want their credits back, or they want to get some revenge on the Hutt that screwed them over. Not Jabba, but maybe like Gardula or, some other Hutt. So that's how I kind of see it. I'd like to see a film that doesn't focus on a Star Wars film that doesn't focus on the Imperial side or the Rebellion side, the war between them. But I'd like to see a film that focuses on the criminal element. Like, yeah, the Empire kind of left them running around unchecked. So guess what? Crime's kind of a breeding ground, especially in the Outer Rims. But yeah, that's how I kind of see it. Another film I would like to see is a film focusing on stormtroopers. I think a film revolving around stormtroopers would be a cool idea. Kind of a cool boots on the ground kind of feel, a very Jarhead type story, focusing on a stormtrooper who has now been a guy. Again, I think I would set this either between Empire and Empire and New Hope. Maybe have it that the stormtrooper is, he volunteered to become a stormtrooper out of revenge because, his brother was on the Death Star. When the Death Star blew up, his brother was killed, or another family member of sorts was killed, and now he wants to join because in his mind the rebellion is bad. And you really see this kind of this inner turmoil between him as this stormtrooper continues onward. Again, very much Jarhead in space. But yeah, that's what I'd like to see as a stormtrooper film, or even a stormtrooper Netflix series would be fun too. Trying to think, because I had another idea I would like to see done in this Star Wars universe. I've kind of I totally lost my train of thought. Maybe a Vader-centric film would be fun. I mean, yeah, Disney is going to have Vader in Rogue One, but come on, you've got one of the most if not the most recognizable and famous cinematic villains in history, in movie history, mind you, and not going to shell him out. Yeah, they definitely would do another a Vader-centric film. Maybe set it somewhere 5 years after Revenge of the Sith, or in that big time gap of Vader going on a mission for the Emperor to hunt down maybe some Jedi or a rebel cell or something of that nature, and it's Vader Vader out to wreck some shit. There you go. That's how I kind of see it. I know I haven't really talked about, what about a Obi-Wan film or a Boba Fett film? A lot of those have been talked about, so I didn't want to bring those up. And there is a possibility that we may get a Boba Fett film in 2020, or it could be an Obi-Wan Kenobi film. Who knows? But yeah, I didn't want to talk about those two because those would be kind of obvious. So yeah. Another film I think would be cool is kind of focusing around the fall of Ben Solo and becoming Kylo Ren. I think it would be cool to do a little to do this kind of fall from grace, kind of Paradise Lost type story with Ben Solo and his rise to the dark side. Like, how did he meet Snoke? Again, maybe they'll explain this in episodes 8 and 9, but in case they don't, or at least just do it as a passing thing, I think it would be cool to really expand in those 30 years, mind you, of in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, where you could explain further on how Ben encountered Snoke, how he, what drove him further into becoming Kylo Ren, the Knights of Ren themselves. There's a lot of cool writing ground for for a Kylo Ren film, and yeah, Adam Driver said, yeah, I'd be willing to play Kylo Ren more than just the trilogy. Yeah, so that's kind of a few ideas. I had more, but I didn't want to make this video too long. So you guys tell me, what Star Wars anthology films would you like to see done? What characters or what stories would you like to see done in this new anthology-type series? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.